talked about the cabin where she was raised along with 11 other siblings. She stated it's a tool to help others learn about what life was like in the past. Isabel visited the slave cabin that was once lived in after it was installed as a part of an exhibit in the National Museum of African American History and Culture. Isabel Meggett Lucas was amazed to see how the two-room wood house where her family of 11 had lived on Edisto Island, South Carolina. She was quoted as saying, "I never knew this all would come to pass," she said. "Everybody is so excited and happy." It's called the Point of Pines Cabin. It's a slave cabin. Not only Isabel was raised, but her ancestors also lived there as they were slaves on the plantation of landowner Charles Bailey. The cabin is on display in the Slavery and Freedom section of the museum. Miss Lucas said she did not know growing up that slaves had lived there. To them, it was just home. From Nashville, Tennessee, RCA Inspiration celebrates multiple nominations across all top gospel categories for the 2017 Billboard Music Awards, with 6 total nominations for chart-topping hitmakers Kirk Franklin and Travis Green. Both Kirk Franklin and Travis Green celebrate 3 nominations.
Together for Royce.
Is there anybody here who wants to be set free? Is there anybody here who's tired of being deceived? Is there anybody here?
You're listening to Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
Exactly what the Lord designed them to be. Yeah. Is there anybody here who can tell you a story? Is there anybody here whose testimony's a success story? Is there anybody here who can stand and say, I'm delivered, set free, and I've been longer.
What's up, y'all? What's going on, Positive Power? Come on, y'all, let's bring it. It's time to get busy. It's worship time. Radio Positive Power. Thank you, everybody, for joining us, and welcome to Positive Power 21.org Christian Media. And you're listening to Late Night with Jerry was live worldwide, and my co-host tonight is Paula G, the Royce. Can you feel the power? Can you feel the power? 21, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. I'm your host, Jerry was live worldwide, and we all need to be lifted up, encouraged at all times. And the Bible is a great source for encouragement. The Bible is the living word of God, feeds us through promises of God found in Scripture. And Philippians 4:7 reads, always be full of joy in the Lord. I say it again, rejoice and let everyone see that you are unselfish and consider all you do. Remember that the Lord is coming soon. Don't worry about anything, instead pray about everything. Tell God your needs and don't forget to thank Him for His answers. Because if you do this, you will experience God's peace, which is far more wonderful than a human mind can understand. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and the mind in Jesus Christ. Can you feel the power? Can you feel the power? 21. John 14:6, New International Version. Jesus answered, I am the way, the truth, and the life. The one who comes to me, no one comes to the Father except through me. John 11:25, Jesus said to her, I'm the resurrection and life. The one who believes in me will live even though they die. Can you feel the power? Double XI Positive Power Christian Media. It's worship time. Praise Him, praise Him, praise Him. Can you feel the power? Praise the Lord, praise God in the sanctuary, praise Him in His mighty heaven, praise Him for His mighty deeds, praise Him according to His excellent greatness, praise Him with trumpet and sound, flute and harp, praise Him with tambourine and dance, praise Him with strings and pipe, praise Him with sounding cymbals, loud clashing cymbals. Praise Him, praise Him, praise and worship time, ladies and gentlemen. Share this file. Someone is looking for some encouragement, some inspiration, some hope, and they need some love. We give it to you right here on Double XI. We full of love, y'all. Encouragement, inspiration, because we're about the power of God, the power of the Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Family prayer. God be with our family from the youngest to the oldest, lighting up our relationships, sowing seed into our troubles. God be with our families, we be loving to our work, our rest, and our play. Amen.
You are listening to Positive Power 21. Positive Power 21 is a global Christian radio network dedicated to spreading positive power around the world. Positive Power 21 is the platform for independent Christian recording and performing music artists who have a positive message in their music. Tune in or log on to Positive Power 21, www.positivepower21.org. Check us out on Facebook Live with Jerry Royce Live, or head over to Spreaker Radio at www.spreaker.com and search for Jerry Royce Live worldwide. Many ways to feel the power of Positive Power 21.
Hi, this is Larry W. Robinson with your Gospel Entertainment News Report, brought to you this week by GospelUpdates.com, the Gospel Updates mobile app, as well as the Gospel Updates e-magazine. This week I had an opportunity to catch up with Robinette Reed. Now, Robinette Reed is the current cover artist for the Gospel Updates e-magazine. Download your copy by going to GospelUpdates.com. Well, Robinette Reed's current single is titled No Other God Like You. Well, I really wanted her to come on the broadcast to explain what she meant by no other God like you. Robinette?
Hi, Larry. Thank you so much for having me on your broadcast today. I'm so honored to be on your show. I just wanted to let you know that my latest single is out. It is titled No Other God Like You. And the reason why I felt led to do this song was because I wanted the world to know that there is no other God like our God. I know there's other little g gods, but in my eyes, there's only one God, and his name is Jesus. So this song says, Jesus, there is no other God like you. And so I just wanted to send that out into the atmosphere. So every other God has to bow down to Jesus. So I just want everyone to be blessed by the song. Let it minister to your hearts, to your minds, to your lives, and you'll be blessed in Jesus' name.
Pick up a copy of Robinette Reed's current single, No Other God Like You. It is available at all digital download stations. Also, you can check her out in the current issue of the Gospel Updates e-magazine. Go to GospelUpdates.com. This has been your Gospel Entertainment News Report. I'm your host, Larry W. Robinson. For more news, download my mobile app. Search Gospel Updates in your app store, as well as visit GospelUpdates.com.
Yeah. Hey, Lord, we just want to talk to you for a minute, man. Let you know that we depending on you. No matter what. Good, bad, sad, or the ugly. We gon' ride with you. We thank you for always being there for us. LTC. Yeah.
When I was down and out, without a doubt, it was always you who pulled me out. Depending on you, depending on you, I'm depending on you, I'm depending on you. Cause you've been good to me, been good to me. When I was down, you said so. I'm depending on you, I'm depending on you, I'm depending on you, I'm depending on you.
Hey, woke up at 2 a.m. thinking, just reminiscing about how far I came, obeying, being Christian. We've done amazing things, covered a lot of ground. Glory to God Almighty, steady holding us down, steady picking us up, and He'll do you the same. We all have a mission, let's not take that in vain. We all have a purpose, so why you feeling worthless? Hey, let your light shine, Mister, open your curtains. The word is always against what the Bible say. If they hated Jesus, they're gonna do you the same way. People teach mythology, less about his prophecy. Gotta chase money and fame, game of monopoly. You'll never get fulfilled from that. Hope you remember that. Yeah, your bank account's on swole, but where your spirit at? I'd rather be broke than burning in hell's fire, with a peace of mind, speaking truth until I retire. From earth to heaven is a smooth transition. I think they gon' get it at the end though, or maybe gon' get it before the end. That's what we praying. Yeah.
When I was down and out, without a doubt, it was always you who pulled me out. Depending on you, depending on you, I'm depending on you, I'm depending on you. Cause you've been good to me, been good to me. When I was bound, you said so. I'm depending on you, I'm depending on you, I'm depending on you, I'm depending on you. I'm depending on you, depending on you. I'm depending on you, I'm depending on you. Ain't no need to pretend, Lord, you go in. Been down for a youngin' ever since I was a kid. I just don't understand how you could love a man who always let you down and always falling into sin. And it ain't no secret, Lord, I ain't worthy. The grace that you give, Lord, I don't deserve it. But still you show your mercy and lend a helping hand. And when you see me fall, you give me strength to stand. It's been a long time, a lot of side. So for you I'ma ride until the day I die. And when I reach the skies, it's for you I'ma fly. When I was down and out, without a doubt, it was always you who pulled me out. Depending on you, depending on you, I'm depending on you, I'm depending on you. Cause you've been good to me, been good to me. When I was bound, you said so. I'm depending on you, I'm depending on you, I'm depending on you, I'm depending on you. When I was down and out, without a doubt, it was always you who pulled me out. Depending on you, I'm depending on you, I'm depending on you, I'm depending on you. Cause you've been good to me, been good to me. When I was bound, you said so. I'm depending on you, I'm depending on you, I'm depending on you, I'm depending on you. I'm depending on you, depending on you. I'm depending on you, I'm depending on you.
You're listening to Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
Right here on Positive Power 21. What is your passion in life? What is it that gives you joy? What is it that you would do even if you didn't get paid to do it? What is it that you imagine yourself doing and you dream about? George Eliot states it's never too late to be what you might have been. And as long as you are breathing and living, you can still fulfill some of those goals and dreams you set for yourself so long ago. Life has thrown some major curveballs, and there are things that you never thought you could recover from, but look at you now. On the threshold of new beginnings. Yes, you. Hebrews 3:19 states, "See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland." Don't be afraid to step out and try. Mistakes and failures may occur along the way, but that is part of the process. Embrace them, the mistakes and the failures. Learn the lessons from them along the way. On the other hand, perhaps it's not quite your season yet. Perhaps you are not in the position to begin to walk in your passion. Therefore, you must identify the season that you are in. It may just be your season of preparation. It is always said that there is a time and place for everything. In the season of preparation, you can do something in preparation. Take a class, learn the business, practice, train, etc. When the desire is there but the opportunity is absent, prepare. Prepare until the opportunity arrives. Deepak Chopra says that the most important time in your life is now. Do something now to prepare for tomorrow. Habakkuk 2:3 says it best. Write down the vision and make it plain on tablets, so that a herald may run with it. For the visions await for an appointed time. It speaks of the end and will not prove false. Though it linger, wait for it. It will certainly come and will not delay. Ladies and gentlemen, as you begin your journey, write your vision. Write out the steps it will take to get there as best you can. Write out deadlines for completing the various steps along the way, a to-do list. Allow yourself the time to learn everything about what it takes to be successful in your passion. What do you need to have? What needs to happen to maintain or to grow in that area? How much time will it take? Mistakes along the way? That's okay. Allow yourself some flexibility and setbacks. Life is short, family. We spend 80% of our time doing the things we have to do and 20% of our time doing the things we want to do. If you can figure out a way to turn those numbers around, if you can figure out a way to make a living at working your passion, you will never work another day in your life. Walk
in your passion. It's your time. The greatest conversation you will ever have is the one that takes place in between your ears. Is God a part of that conversation? And what is that still small voice speaking to you? This is The Quiet Voice with Paula G right here on Positive Power 21.
PositivePower21.org with Jerry Royce.
All right. Yeah, hold on for that one, robot. What's going on, everybody? What's up? Let me turn the mic down just a little bit. Welcome back, y'all. We've been off a couple days this week, taking care of positive business. And also, we celebrating 1 year of late night talk radio. That's right, late night radio with Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Ministries. That's right, it's been 1 year, and I want to thank Patrice Jackson, Kimmy Kim, Tina Hobson, Paula G, and of course the faith walker herself, Joyce White, and Benita Claiborne for helping me get this off the ground. That's right, it wasn't an easy task. But we got it going. It's up and running, full-fledged 24-hour, 24/7 radio station, talk and music, gospel music, independent. That's right. And my co-host tonight is not the faith walker herself, but it's Paula G, the voice. What's up, Paula G, the voice? How you doing?
Hey, I'm wonderful. How are you doing this evening?
Oh, I'm feeling awesome. Full of positive power. 1 year.
Full of positive, but can you feel the power?
That's right. I can feel the power. 1 year.
That is awesome. Wow.
Yeah, late night.
You know, they say time flies. That is so true.
It does.
Because it doesn't feel like it's been a year.
I know. Late night radio became a dream.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know, I was riding in the car. You know, it's funny. You know, I think I was riding in the car, and so many things happen when you ride in the car and you don't have the radio on.
So true.
And I can remember as plain as day when I was looking for that brand. And of course, you know, I used to love me listening to some Michael Bazin because that man brought it real. You know, he didn't play. He didn't pull no punches.
Right.
He didn't care who was right. This paycheck. And that's when Jerry Was Live was born. Yep. That's when Jerry Was Live was born. And I remember watching Arsenio Hall. And I seen that his logo. And this was like not his first. This was his second go round. And I said, oh, man, I got to be on TV. I like that, you know, internet, visual. So they came alive. And then the other thing was the radio station. I was listening to my favorite song by Kimberly. And, oh, man, that song was bringing tears. God was speaking to my spirit. And he said, I was just doing radio like, you know, whenever. I can't even remember how many. I think I was working every day. And he said, it's you're training people, you're showing people how to do this thing, you're learning, you're absorbing. It's time to become a radio station and help the world. You know, that's what it's all about, serving the world.
There you go.
So that's what I'm doing.
You know, it's like the quiet voice says, you know, you write the vision, you make it plain. You have a vision, God placed something on your heart, He's placed something in your spirit. He's opened the doors for you to make that vision become a reality. And, you know, if we're obedient and we walk through those doors and we take advantage of those opportunities, then that vision becomes plain. That vision becomes reality. And, you know, this year is just, you know, just evidence of that. It's just evidence of that.
Yes.
So that's a beautiful thing. Yeah.
You gotta love him for that. You gotta love him for that. Like I always say, thank him for his answer.
And, you know, it's always a journey. You know, sometimes people think, you know, will look at something and they'll
they'll think it's it's easy. I think I shared this one time before, years and years and years and years ago, when I did a little bit of modeling. I remember an agent saying, what you do on the runway and when you're going out on photo shoots and whatnot, that's like 10% of it. And the other 90% is the work that goes on behind the scenes. And that's the same thing with this. What our listeners hear is a beautiful thing, but there's a lot of work that goes into producing these shows and putting them together, and the music and the audio and the drops and all of that stuff. All of those elements that make Positive Power what it is.
That's right.
Woo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember when Positive Power was just a name. Just the name,
right?
And I didn't know what to do, but I know God gave me the name, because it started out as an email newsletter for my staff at work.
Really?
Yeah. They were going through some turmoil. New section was being built, combined. Nobody knew nobody on the other side. It was one manager who that was taking over, the units, and of course when you have a staff of like 20 more people, and you're splitting them up, I think it was like 60 or 80 of them, 80, and you're splitting them up into 4 units. I think it was 6, and then you're talking about they're gonna get another manager, not the one they've been having for years, because a lot of those people were in those jobs for 20, 30 years, and they would bring in new kids, on the block. It was stressful. And I felt all that. So the reason I got that job was another guy we started at the same time was they were looking for 2 new managers to help be trained and get some leadership skills. And it was pretty challenging because you had to get to know management. You getting a new boss, and you got to deal with these people and their issue. But it worked out. God was there, and I ended up using affirmations in the newsletter every day just to prove to them I was human and I was there to serve them. And and then when I it was only a detail. I think I was there for 4 to 6 months because there was a budget crunch during the time. And then when I returned to my component, they said, "Look, you just can't walk away and take that with you." He said, "We still need that." So I was still publishing it every day, and next thing I know, it's a radio station. Yeah, unbelievable.
Wow.
So, God gives you baby steps. Baby.
Yeah, but like we were saying, you have to have the courage and the patience and all those things it takes to walk through. Because I'm sure along the way, there were probably, like you had the vision, you saw what it is that you wanted, or what you wanted it to look like, sound like, but you probably had no idea how to get there. But you took that first step. And then when you took that first step, then God opened that door to the next step.
No idea. And the thing, by me being a graphic designer / audio engineer and visual, well, I guess you could say communicator, to wrap it all up, visual communicator. Whether it's through arts and performance arts or whatever, it was so easy for me to sit there and come up with the brand. Because that was one of the things that was so important that was in my major. I studied corporate communication at University of Baltimore, and that was one of the things they were drilling into us. It said a lot of people start companies with just a name or maybe an idea, and then they go look for the name. It's like that. That's the order. You come up with the idea, and then you come up with the name. And then they say, okay, now it's time to do your marketing plan because you want to know how you're going to make money from it. The marketing plan tells you how you're going to make money. And then you do the business plan. Or you could do the business plan, then do the marketing plan. Because if you do the marketing plan first, then you can say, oh, this can't make no money. So, since doing a business plan. Of course, some people do. Most schools teach you to do the business plan first. If you're a marketing major, then you do the marketing plan first. Because I was both. I was a business and marketing major. It was funny.
So that's like that whole, the which comes first, the chicken or the egg?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? 'Cause on one hand, you can do the marketing. On one hand, you can do the business. So, yeah.
But, you know, I think it's exciting when you're a marketer and you know that in order to make money, it has to be a product or a service that's going to make people excited and want to, you know, try it. You know, that's the whole thing. You want them to try it. So you want to have all the bells and the whistles, the whole wow factor. And that was the thing. You know, I knew Positive Power had a great name and it looks good visually. You know, I was like, wow, they got everything. I just needed to throw a number on it because I wanted to be a podcast. You know, that's all I was thinking. I wanted to be a podcast. But when I started the podcast, it came on as a talk show, and I was allowing authors to come. I was accepting any type of author, you know, secular author. You know, if you had a drama, it could be street lit, and I stayed away from erotica. But then some of them kind of made their way into because they were talking about their companies. But what's so funny, the street lit books started getting, you know, to me more violent and more graphic, you know, sexually, and so a lot of times, you know, I had these authors come and tell their story about their characters. I had to be real careful, you know, allowing them to talk about the book. So it was more like, let's talk about the character, you know. It's because if people get excited about listening about the character, they don't care what the book title is. They don't care what it's about. I want to find out what happened to this character.
They get They really get into the content of the book. I know there was an author that had self-published a book, and there were a few typos in the book, and the author was really concerned about, you know, those typos, and, you know, people read my book, and I got these typos. But the content, what I was trying to tell the author was the content was so powerful that people weren't even going to notice or take, you know what I'm saying, take note of, you know, a few little typos here or there because the content is so powerful.
Yeah.
You know, so like you were saying, you know, focusing on the characters. You know, people get you know, involved in the storyline, and that's what you want, is for them to get involved in that storyline.
You're right. And you know, it's funny, and you know, because digital media is so big right now, a lot of these authors, they didn't have a lot of experience with, you know, with the English grammar language and all that stuff, the whole world, and it was hard to find good content editors, and an editor was good, you know, with grammar, you know, because it's two different types. A lot of people don't realize that. Some is like, oh man, they can they can show you how to write a great story, but there's going to be some issues. But when you're talking about doing street lit books, not everybody in the book is going to be speaking great English anyway, you know, because every word afterwards is a curse word. Yeah. So there was no big thing for them, but the main thing for them was to have a beautiful graphic. You know, the images on the cover had to look fantastic because it's digital. And then once the person downloaded and got on their phone, they weren't going to see the pictures anymore because it's digital now. It's, you know, it's a Word file. And so now you want to know about these cars. And, you know, that world, that's a big industry. I mean, it's vicious too. Yeah. Especially with Facebook. Yeah. Everybody's socializing in the same community. And it's like millions of them. And it was more and more coming along. And then some of those were penning new names. They were penning under other publishing houses too. So they were writing 5-6 books a month. Some of these girls. Some would take off from their job and pump out 10 books in a month. You know, because they were making $7,000-8,000 a month off of each of these books. Because they did kind of tend to top out. Because you top out with your audience size. You know, 3,000, 4,000 followers. You know, books 99 cents. You know, you figure, you know, the percentage of these people, and then they would belong to these big groups. They had like 10,000 to 30,000 members in these book clubs. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, some of those publishers was making $400,000 a month because some of them had over 30 authors. Some of them had 30 to 100 authors in their digital publishing house, virtual. Crazy money. Wow. They were giving away cars to their best author. Yeah, it got pretty vicious. Wow. Yeah, so I hung around with that for about a good year before I said, well, it's time to move on. You know. Right. You know. That season has passed. Yep. God called me on somewhere. That was just good practice, you know, what people going through, because they shared. I mean, you know, you're talking about some of the testimonies we hear on this show. Man, I heard some testimonies from some of those females authors that wrote those books that was so incredibly written, but they shared their dark side of their life. I mean, some of them went through so much when it came to domestic violence and sexual molestation. So black people do that. I know I had a crazy cousin, but he wasn't really our cousin. That was kind of off the chain. But I was like, I couldn't believe what I was hearing. It was almost like every guest. I had like 5 guests in a row that would bring tears to your eyes. You know, you just can't believe that they survived.
And you know, it's you know, we hear so much of it, which is, and sometimes it can be overwhelming, but it speaks to just the number of people that, you know, their whole life is affected. You think about it as a small child, the very, in some instances, the very people that are the ones that are supposed to protect you and nurture you and keep you safe and, you know, just provide your basic needs and love you and all of those things are some of the very people that violate, you know, that violate those things. So a child's foundation is built on low self-esteem, is built on lack of trust, you know, of others. It's built on, you know, being defensive and having these walls up, you know, their ability to handle the situation, you know, is of course not developed because they're children. So therefore it manifests itself in different behaviors. You know, we've seen promiscuity and alcohol and all of these different things because, you know, these horrible things that happen to these children at such a young age. And there was a photographer I was working with at one point, and she said something that I thought was really profound. She said, we spend our adult lives getting over our childhood. And in some instances, for some of us, it is it's such a journey. You know, it's such a journey because, you know, abuse and, you know, those terrible, terrible things, in some instances, were the norm for you know, people's childhoods. And it really is so sad to hear. And, you know, we have so many broken adults walking around for various reasons, whether it's physical abuse or emotional abuse or, you know, whatever, you know, horrific experiences that they have had at such a tender age, that becomes a part of their being. Right. You know, and that's why we have so many that are so depressed and hurting and you know, like I said, the self-esteem as well. It is overwhelming. It is overwhelming sometimes.
It is.
You know.
And I just want to remind everybody.
But it brings you to tears.
It does. It does. And I just want to remind everybody you're listening to Paula G, the voice, here sitting in for Joyce White. But we invite Paula G to join us, you know, every Thursday. She's back from her events and she want to hang out with us a little bit. Had to get Joyce off of Wednesday nights because she was too much in the Greenleaf while we were doing the show.
She was too much what?
She was watching Greenleaf while we was watching the show, doing the show. Had to get her off of Wednesdays.
Why you don't tell Joyce's business?
She told me one time. I'm watching Greenleaf. She said on the air.
She did, didn't she? Yeah, she did. You're right. She did. I remember. She did.
So I got to move her. So just want to let everybody know.
Move it to Wednesday.
Yeah, I want everybody to know Superwoman Tina Hobson is doing fine. She's on a book tour and working hard, and of course, you know, she's trying to get back to her health back up to speed. You remember she went through a whole lot in January.
I'm so happy for her.
So she's trying to get, she had to let back a little bit, you know, just go back.
Getting her health back.
That's right. She'll be back to hang out with us sometime. We invite her back. Maybe she hang out with us on Friday midnight because she's up anyway.
Okay. Yes, that's true. That's true. But yeah, look at the doors that have opened for her.
Oh yeah. You
know, look at the book tour and you know, all her network. I mean, look at it.
Yeah.
Wow.
I met Tina. I think I met Tina through Curry Hines. He had a show, the Curry Hines show. Matter of fact, we was carrying him for a good long time on the morning radio show. And he had like a couple special editions where he had friends come on. And then I think Tina started this thing called Supermen. And I was listening to that with Curry on there. So she really has, you know, come out on her own. Because she didn't start out in Christian radio neither. You know, she she started with that praise and worship show on Sunday, and next thing you know, she found out that she was non-compliant with the radio industry playing non-licensed music, and she knew she had to get out of there. Yeah, a lot of people didn't know the deal, and because there was a lot of turmoil going on with the digital downloads. Because everything digital. People want smartphones. It's like your new iPod. So when is the iPod? That thing came in and gone. Now smartphones do everything. People.
Wow, but I applaud her too, because she just stepped out there and again had that vision and just stepped out there and did it.
Yeah, she did.
And did it.
That's right.
It was uphill sometimes.
That's right. Shout out to her, because she's very instrumental in helping us get this late night show, because she started us on Spreaker Radio, going real strong, because, we had everybody on Spreaker Radio. Then, of course, when Facebook Live came, everybody's so visual now that, it's the platform to go to now, because you can send your show wherever you wanted to go. If you wanted out in UK, Australia, and we was very strong in those areas on Spreaker Radio. But with Facebook Live and Twitter going live soon, and Periscope Live, people want to see who they listening to.
It's all over. I mean, for my show, I've got, it's amazing. When I look at the analytics, New Zealand, I've seen Australia. Today I saw Dubai.
Wow.
The UK. I mean, it's just amazing all over. And I know, and I know they're listening, because they're commenting on, my Facebook page. And some of the same folks that are coming on the Facebook page. So, some are listening live, some in podcast, of course, because of the time difference.
That's right.
So, this whole worldwide just gives new meaning to me, to World Wide Web.
That's right. Something FM radio
it just gives new
do.
meaning. And new meaning and looking for interesting topics that we all can relate to, regardless of what part of the planet you're on.
That's right.
We can all relate to relationships. We can all relate to our finances. We can all relate to raising children, no matter where we are in the world. So this worldwide web, internet, radio is,
is what it is today.
It's the way,
Yeah, and I think everybody.
I'm so blessed to be a part of it.
That's right, me too. I appreciate everybody tuning in. I think so far, close to, what are my numbers though? Almost 120 people been tuning in and, hitting us up. Say what's up. We're on 2 platforms. We're on Jerry Royce Live, and you can catch me on Positive Power WXI Christian TV. That's our business page where our station is held, so you can come on over there and holler at us. And also, we got some new music, Paula, so we don't have to talk the whole night. So I want people to hear these new artists from Ngara. That's right, music distribution. They distribute music to radio stations all over the world. And we're one of them, and we appreciate them. Of course, the Radio Alliance Award is going to be held this July. I keep getting the dates mixed up. I think it's 13th, 14th, and 15th, if I'm not mistaken. It may be earlier than that. I got to check my calendar. See, I'm used to having my calendar
I'll be back.
in front of me.
Yeah, I'll be back by then. July 13th. I'll be back.
We'll be in Jacksonville, Florida. And it's going to be, it's going to start on Thursday. I think people coming in on Thursday, which I think is the 15th. So it's going to be, it's going to be the 14th, 15th, 16th. No, my bad. Yeah, it's over on the 16th. So everything's going to happen on the 15th or 16th. So people probably going to be coming to town. Am I looking at this thing right? No, my bad. I'm in the wrong month. That's the problem. I'm looking at the wrong month. Okay, so I am the wrong date. It is the 13th, 14th, and 15th, because my wife's birthday is the 14th. So we'll be arriving there on Saturday, the 15th, because the award show is going to be Friday and Saturday night, and people probably going to be flying out on Sunday. I think last year they tried to hold everybody over to Sunday, but I guess because a lot of people had to fly out on Sunday, they'd be back home on Monday.
Right.
They probably ran into some problems. So now they said you can come on in town. Let's get your vacation started early. So our vacation will be starting on the 15th. So that'll
be your vacation.
That's right.
And what month is that again?
July July 2017.
July. Okay.
Yeah, Jacksonville.
Yeah. No, I'll be just coming back from London.
Oh yeah.
Going to visit my daughter and my grandbabies.
Amen.
My grandbabies. I got 4 now.
4.
And a grandson.
Good
Praise
for
the
you.
Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's proud. The family is
Yeah.
growing. Family's growing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Paula G.
Yeah.
So you ready for some new music? We got new music by Crystal Kristen, Terrell Lane, Crystal Morris, and well, actually, it's gonna be 3 artists. So those are all of them have a lot of music out. So and I did play something new by Kimbra Moore, so we'll check that out too. That's called Free. So let's start out. We're gonna just go with 2 in a row, and we should be right back at 10 o'clock. So everybody hold tight. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Remember, this is where we play independent gospel music right here on Positive Power WXI Radio and TV on Facebook Live and Spreaker Radio. So here we go. You're listening to Paula G, The Voice, and Jerry Voice Live Worldwide. And this is Crystal Kristen with Faith.
Sunday morning, I can barely stay awake, yeah. Working 2 jobs, that's killing me. Giving my time to my bills, all of my time to my job. Leaving no time for you, still believing you will see me through. Now faith, substance of things hoped for, evidence of things not seen. By grace, yeah, we are saved. Thanks to give the time of good.
Tell me, how could I have been so very blessed? Tell me, how could she have chose me over all the rest? I'm not deserving of this day you've given me, and so I take this time to say thank you. Thank you for this calling on my life, to be a husband to my wife. I can't explain this joy I feel inside. Oh, thank you for this day I'll be complete. And so I'll take this time to say thank you. As I stand here waiting expectantly for the kiss that will seal us endlessly, I'm not deserving of this day you've given me, and so I'll take this time to say thank you. Thank you for this calling on my life, to be a husband to my wife. I can't explain this joy I feel inside. Oh, thank you for this day of me complete. And so I'll take this time to say thank you. And Lord, I can't believe that you would bless me this way. And Lord, I can't believe that you, when at times I've gone astray, but Lord, in spite of me, you gave me this day. So I take this time to say, so I take this time to say, so I take this time to say thank you.
Listening to PositivePower21.org with Jerry Royce.
All right, that's some brand new music. Crystal Grinston and Terrell Lanes. It's always good to get new music here. Love it.
It is, and you know, the independent artist, it's just a beautiful thing to hear what is in their heart, what is in their spirit, what is in their soul. You know, and for them to be able to have the opportunity to share it with us, you know, with all of us.
That's
it really speaks to you. Speaks to your heart, doesn't it?
It does. It's so powerful. I mean, and especially you know, when you're alone and you're like, say you're trying to get ready for, like, I love listening to my station, of course, in the morning when I'm getting ready for work. Because one time my wife would say, "Oh man, it's too much thumping." Because you know, one time we first got started, everybody had thumping music, but now you're starting to really hear music with powerful melodies. You know, very spiritual. So she don't try to make me turn it down over her Tom Joyner in the morning. So I just enjoy it. You know, so it's awesome. Love what these people doing. Gotta love it. Oh, you know what? Speaking of new music,
Yeah.
Let me switch my monitor so people can see this. This is a local guy. That's right. This is. Let me get it in there so you can see it. Howard Sapp. Look at God. So he has brand new music out. And he's under the Carith label, and I think they're supposed to all be in Montego Bay this weekend, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's this weekend.
That's nice.
I know I won't be there, but I know they're gonna have a ball with the Blessed Network, the pastors, the Bellows gonna be there, and I think LaShawn Janice gonna be there. Their media mogul gonna be there, so it's gonna be awesome. They're gonna be streaming it, so I have to find out if they're gonna be streaming this thing on Saturday. I know sometimes when you go to foreign countries, you may not have what you're so used to having here, and that's free Wi-Fi.
That's so true. Yeah.
Unlimited data. That might be a problem. I think she said she was working on that, because they talking about putting some kind of satellite system over there so they'd be able to stream it. So I'm not sure if that's all in place, because I don't mean to call Pastor Fellows out, but I was waiting for the Wi-Fi box for about 6 months. 6 months. And then they got it, and I wasn't ready. I didn't even bring the system with me. I said, okay, no Wi-Fi. I'm just going to bring my phone and a camera. But it still turned out nice, though. My son did a great job in filming. The last event they had, the launch, the soft launch for the Blessed Network, their website. The website is theblessednetworklive.com. So check that out when you can. All right. And don't forget to come on out to Positive Power XXI Christian TV on Facebook. Check out some of the videos of some of these independent artists. Matter of fact, we have a new artist called Kimbra Moore. I think I played that on our show. That last Quiet Storm.
Yeah, I believe you did.
Well, she has a video out.
You did play those.
Yep, she was one of the artists that we said we're gonna mix it with, since we don't get that many videos, and like we used to when we first got started. I said we'll start mixing new music, because we get a lot of new music. So Kimbra Moore has a song I call "Free," and it's gonna be exciting to see that on the Quiet Storm this Friday at midnight. Yeah. So join us 10 up 12. We get the show started with a little bit of music. And then Paula G and I, we're going to get Paula G to do Google Hangouts so she can talk to me while she's on camera.
That's the possibility.
Yeah, we got to work on that so people can see you too. Yeah, I can put you up there in the view.
That's a strong possibility.
Yeah, I know sometimes some people, don't have their makeup on during that hour, but with good lighting,
Well, now you do have a point. Howsoever,
it's all in lighting. Gotta get your light
this
right.
Friday, the makeup might already be on this Friday, so this might be a possibility. It might be a possibility this Friday.
Cool. You gotta get a good light.
I can't guarantee that'll be the case every. See, you men, y'all can, it's a woman thing.
It's what. Hey, a hat and a pair of shades and good lighting. Anybody can get.
So you wrong for that. You so wrong for that.
That's all I do. I come home from work. Yeah. Hey, I can just
you can do that. You're a man. You can get away. You're a man. You can get away with that. Woman can't get away with that.
I saw some cuties on camera on radio podcast with their hat on backwards and sunshades on and just some lip gloss, and they was
girl got to make sure.
They're making it happen.
Got to make sure,
They're making it happen.
Make sure she got it together.
Early in the morning. Nothing that
make sure she got it. I know the ladies can relate to what I'm saying. Isn't that right, ladies? I know you all can relate to what I'm saying.
But the millennials, they call it, they don't really care these days. They just, hey, be free. Look at Alicia Keys, make it free.
I understand, but moi is not a millennial.
Okay.
So moi is old school. You remember well, maybe you don't remember the days. I remember the days when ladies would not step outside the house unless they had it all together from head. I think you'd be going to the grocery store from head to toe. And those are the kinds of women that I was surrounded by growing up. I wish you would, leave the house looking all raggedy. Boy, you get in trouble for real now.
Yeah, they talk about you for a month, right? Yeah.
Yes. Where do you think you're going looking like that?
That's right. I'm going to give a shout out real quick to Everett Drake and Sherry Hill and Kwame Smith. They always coming in and supporting us and everything. Especially shout out to them. And Pastor Gerald Mangel stopped by. We haven't heard Pastor on Facebook for a while. I know he said he had some things going on with members and family. So we hope to get him back. But you can listen. You come on at Thursday at 8 o'clock here at Happy Hour with Pastor Jack and friends. He got a team of podcasters that come on. He talk about every week they talk about at least one HBC school that's in the news. Positive news, that is. And also they talk about politics, a little bit of politics, what's going on. Politics, of course, we so much now, I don't even bother to open up smart news no more. And then of course they talk about their topic, and this is what I want to hit you on after we listen to these two new songs. When we come back, our topic is going to be, and it was their topic today, and that was, you know, how people using their money today. You know, what are millennials doing that we are not doing, that we did or didn't do. So I find out how you feel about that, because people work their money's different. You think about, you know, where our parents, you know, what was important to them for their money, what's important for us during our time period, and now the millennials, what are they doing with their money? All right. So when we come back, that's going to be our topic. What are you doing with your money? And here we go. This is another one. This is another one right here this is by Crystal Mars, called Your Grace. And then we're going to hear, I wanted to hear this one called Superhero. I'm going to push that up. And this is by Crystal Grinston. You did just hear one from her. So this is Your Grace, Crystal Mars, and then Superhero, Crystal Grinston. And here we go. Your Grace.
You made the ultimate sacrifice. When you gave your life for me, I'm so undeserving of your grace, but yet you see fit to love me anyway. Your grace covers me.
To love me anyway. Your grace
You are listening to Jerry Royce Worldwide Podcast.
You tell him, go back. That was Crystal Grinston, and she's on there. She said, thanks for her support. God bless you. Wow, awesome music. Oh, that sounded like my theme song. Late Night Batman of Late Night Talk Radio. Yeah, might have to use that. All right, you heard Crystal Morris. We heard Terrell Lane tonight, and we're going to hear a little bit of Kimbra Moore later on before we end the show. We got a couple more minutes before we end the show. And, of course, I'm joined here tonight by one of my favorite, my internet wife, my Facebook wife. You know her. You know her. Paula G. She keep me in trouble. Yeah, I appreciate you guys.
You're radio wives. You got a lot of radio wives.
A lot of them. Yeah, moms and all. Yeah, they Pastor B, Pastor Bellows, and Benita Claiborne, and Joyce. That's my sister. She called herself my sister. So Tina Hobson. Yeah, good friends. We met everybody almost, except for Patrice. Haven't met Patrice yet, and I haven't met Joyce in person yet. But that'd be happening soon.
Oh, okay, that's right. Yeah, I think Patrice was the only one. Have I met Patrice? I think Patrice was the only one I haven't. And Michelle.
Yeah,
no, I did meet Michelle. I take that back. I did meet Michelle.
Oh, yes, right. I haven't met Michelle yet, but we always talk. We talk all the time. Matter of fact, Michelle's supposed to help me with a big project, and I'm not going to get into that right now because that might take up 15 minutes talking about that. But because of what I've been seeing on YouTube, but we're gonna go to straight to our topic because we got about less than 15 minutes left on the show, and that is, you know, how do you feel about how people are using their money these days? You know, the millennials versus old school, and then back in the day, our parents. So how did your parents use their money? How did they use their money wisely? As far what did they invest it in? What was important to them?
My parents, especially my father, was very, very frugal. He was very conscious and budget conscious of how his money was spent, or how the family money was spent. And he's very big on making sure that we all were provided for. Not only in the present, but down the road in the future, as well. And as a result of that, my father passed about 5 years ago. Actually, 5 year ago last week. It would have been 5 years ago last week. And, as a result of his financial wisdom, my mother is able to live comfortably in her in her latter years. She'll be 90 in November. I know if she's listening, she won't kill me for telling everybody. Wow. But she will be 90 in November, and it's a blessing. Had my father lived, he would have been 100 in September. Wow. He would have been 100. Yeah, he would have been 100 in September. So, as a result of his wisdom and his planning, my mom was able to, live relatively comfortably. But, we're also talking about a generation that came up through the Depression. So, that generation, looked at money totally differently than the millennials. Millennials, I believe, just from my experience with them, I believe that to some degree, some of them are looking toward the future and investments and so forth, but I think some of them are just in the present. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but just some of them, are, let me earn what I can earn now for now. And then there are others, let me earn what I can now for now, but then also I want to put a little bit aside, down the road. So it depends on the generation, like you said, old school versus new school.
That's right. And I
old school versus
I kind of
the
think
millennials.
about
And then too, the millennials, back in the day, you went to college, you got a job, and you stayed in that job for 20 years, and then you retired and got a pension. The millennials are working 2 and 3 jobs, and they're switching jobs, and you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, they're making it happen. But that mindset has also changed because society has changed as well. Yeah.
People using their money differently these days. Like I was listening to Pastor Jack. That's the show to come on before my show at 8:00. He had 2 young ladies. They were millennials, and he had this guy named Pastor Sam from down south somewhere. And I think Pastor Jack, he may be in his 30s or early 40s. I'm mistaken, because he has young kids. They real young. And they were talking about, how they use their money. And, of course, I'm thinking about my parents. They were more into investing and buying a home because they wanted to raise their family in a home. People start out. When they start out in a home, even though the parents split it up. But nobody really wanted to raise their family in an apartment back then because they not like what they are today. Because they were real nice today.
Correct.
But back then, they were like, they had no air conditioning, and they was bad neighbors and roaches and stuff. And now, now you can't tell the difference between the condominiums now, and it costs about the same price.
True.
So here, I'm looking at my parents were more interested in their money really had to be split up wisely because they weren't into like having the big fancy cars, because back then if you weren't a doctor or a lawyer, you couldn't afford a Mercedes or a Saab or a Volvo. They just drove Granadas and Fords and Mercuries and Chevys. And foreign cars was like unheard of. So they were like, put some money in the kids' education. Because that's when it was like $3,000 a year.
Making sure.
Get the house. The house was like $9,000 a year then back in the 60s and 70s. And they kind of like was making it happen. But then when it came to us passing on our kids, we're like, okay, we got to have that big SUV. You got to have the fat SUV. And then you want to have a nice crib, with the granite countertops. And then at the same time, you want to take the cruises and have a timeshare. And you want to put some money away for the kids' education. You want to make sure the kids have good credit so they could get a student loan and get their education. That's more like it now. So, because I know my age group, I was watching how a lot of my friends were fighting to get their kids into these magnet schools because they knew they didn't have the money to get them to the private schools, like $20,000 a year here in Maryland.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that's college price. And
see, and you raise a good point. That's strategic, and a lot of parents don't. A lot of parents understand it, but then there are a lot of parents that don't realize it. It's strategic. It starts in elementary school. If you're wanting your child to be in a stellar magnet program, that whole plan starts in elementary school because they're on a certain academic track. Because by the time they get to their freshman year of high school, there are certain courses that they should have already taken in middle school. For example, if you are looking at some math and science magnet high school, by the time that child gets to freshman year, they're not taking freshman math classes. They're basically taking what equates to sophomore math classes, which means they would have taken those freshman math classes in 8th grade. But a parent has to know that and understand that.
That's right.
Because some parents that want their child to, I want my child to be in a magnet program in high school, and coming out the gate, they're already behind the curve because one of the requirements may be, your child has to have already mastered, Algebra 1 and geometry.
That's right.
And, those are basically freshman and sophomore courses. So that whole getting to the magnet school, high school, that's strategic. That starts in elementary school, and then by middle school and those target or gifted programs, however they label those programs, because those are a setup for that high school, magnet program.
Yeah, see, out here, out here, I think a lot of the parents were more interested in getting their kids in the magnet school because that they came with the nicer neighborhoods. Because if you can't get your kid, if you get your kid into a challenging high school, and he doesn't go in there and get really good grades, because a lot of those schools that are just, you know, like I call them zone schools, they do get a lot of funding. You know, like they do have, like especially those kids tend to attract really great athletes too. They may not be the brightest kids, like academically getting 4.0s, but that kid probably like a super athlete, and he gets good enough SAT scores that he can get into a good state college or HBC. Because one of the things I noticed in this area, the parents are taking those kids and they're putting them in those SAT programs right now. It's like my daughter take classes on Saturdays for SAT, and I remember we used to do a few workshops back in my time, and that was it. Now they go like all year long, you know, because that's what some of the schools are looking at, SAT scores. And then they say, okay, your kid get a 3.0, a 2.5, or 3.0. They say, okay, maybe because they were involved in a lot of after-school activities, you know, running track, football, basketball. Not a whole lot of time left when you get home, and with video games and TV. And so you say, if they do well on the SAT score, you say, okay, he's college material. So you're looking at that now.
But see, I struggle with that because, you know, my background is a school counselor, and most of my years were in high school. So I struggle with that. I would always struggle with the athletic scholarship, but the academic side of it not being as strong. You know, just like what you were saying about, you know, maybe the academics weren't that strong. I would always struggle with that because there's always a chance that child could lose that scholarship. They lose that scholarship, then, you know, all of a sudden, though, that 2.5 is now not good enough, where it was good enough before, because they wanted that child at the school for their athletic ability. And I would always tell my students, make sure that whatever college that you're going to, first of all, is if you have an athletic scholarship, is one that you want to go to. Secondly, that they have the majors that you want, and thirdly, that you can afford that school should you lose your scholarship for whatever reason. And I'm not speaking into existence that they would lose their scholarship, but you know, you know, the whole attitude of an academic institution can switch if that student loses their scholarship. And then the other thing with the SAT score, that's a whole other ball game, because, you know, those scores are based on one Saturday morning out of their whole academic career. Who knows what happened the Friday night before? You know what I'm saying? That could have, or even what happened that morning, you know, that could affect them taking their SAT or getting that score. So from the academic side, and this is just Paula G's opinion, I lean more heavily on what's on that transcript, because that's what they do each and every day, you know, throughout the year, versus, you know, one Saturday morning. Because usually what happens, it's the other way around. Usually they'll have a strong transcript. They'll have they might have a 3.0 or 3.5 GPA, but the SAT score may not be all that high.
That's right.
You know, the SAT may not be all that high. So, you know, the academic institution can look at it and say, well, some of them look at it and say, you know, that was just one Saturday morning.
Yeah, but that's why I think a lot of
after 4 years.
But those teachers, but a lot of those schools now. Well, I know the program my daughter, and they recommend they take, like, she just took it this spring, and I think she said she did a 1100 or something, and then they suppose she's going to take it again in the fall, and then she's going to be a senior next year. She's going to be a senior next school year, so hopefully the fall hopefully she can get that up to a 1600. I think I forgot the numbers they're trying to shoot these kids up for, but she's going to be going the whole summer. You know?
Right, but usually they when they take the SAT more than once, usually they may improve it maybe 100, 200 points, but it generally is not that big of a jump.
Yeah.
You know, they're not going to go from 1100 unless they were sleeping the first time they took it. You know, they're not going to go from 1100 to a 16.
Well, for her, She had just started the program a month before she took the test, so that wasn't bad for her. So now she's going to be going from now on all the way through the next time she take it. So hopefully we like to see it jump at least 200. So we like to see that.
But see, and the thing about the SAT, it's all about critical thinking. What is it that they're asking? What is it? Understanding what it is that they're asking, and then based on the choices that you have, you know, which one is the answer. And then when you have those questions, you know, you have a question. They'll ask a question or give you some information, and they'll say, choose the best answer. Well, right there, that means that all of the answers are true, but which one is the best out of all four? You know, that's where a lot of the kids get, you know, that's where a lot of the kids get,
that's
you know, tripped up.
That's when a good school. You know what, Prodigy, we was off the topic tonight, but we're going to come back to this topic again on Friday night because we jumped into educate because you just like my mom.
Yeah, how we get off on that? We got off on
you like my mom. You're educated. Once you mention anything about school, y'all have y'all advocacy side.
It's your fault.
Well, I was just mentioning how people are using their money back in the day. Like, just to sum up everything real quick because the show is over now, but just to sum up everything real quick, I know talking about the old school, you know, those that are 70s and 80s, their focus was because they didn't want their kids to go through what they went through in the job. So they said, you know, you guys want to get the education because the industry is going to change, which it did. So then we came along and got those jobs because of our college degrees. Now we're telling our kids, hey, you want to get a better job than me, then you need to get 2 degrees. And then we said we want to try to get you prepared as best we can with the money we have. But at the same time, we want our SUVs and our crib and we want to travel. In case you decide you want to mess up, I ain't going to be pissed off. Because I've seen some friends invest everything in their kids and the kids end up still becoming thuggish or weren't interested in college or whatever it was, you know, that happened. And then the parent is like all distraught, and that's the only kid, and the kid can't compare to what their friends' kids are doing, and you get into the Jones and stuff, and then you think about what the kids want that I'm working with that's in their 20s. They're not really interested in the really expensive cars. I noticed because now the cars are a lot cuter now. I've seen cars priced in their 20s look really nice. Like the little Jeep Cherokees are nice. You got the little Chevy trucks and the little Buicks. You don't have to get a big monster truck like the way most of our friends are driving today. There's only 2 people in it, but 7, 8 people. They're driving nice sized cars that's cute in their 20s, and they're traveling. And that was what was going on in the earlier program. They said they're interested in traveling. And I know that's one of the things we really enjoy is, you know, if people are not thinking about one vacation, they want 2, maybe 3. Go away in the winter, your big summer vacation somewhere warm, and then in the fall you may have some little weekend getaways. Because of the stress people going through today, they just want to leave town. You know, get in, rent a car. And one thing too I know about them, and I know that, and I've been doing it myself, instead of put my car on the road every time, I've been going to rent my cars. You know, get a chance to try the new ones, and it's fun on a road trip. I know they be renting out cars. It's like they be out. They be turning people away. I was like, why is this such a trend? You know, people are going away. Instead of taking their cars on the road, they want to take something fun, or maybe they got a hoop, or maybe they don't have a car and they want something for the weekend. Because you do have these weekend specials. So things are changing the way people spend their money right now. You know? Yeah.
So the priorities are changing too.
Priorities are changing.
You know, priorities are changing. You know,
health,
people just hungry for stress relievers.
Yeah, you want to eat better. You want to live better. It's a lot going on. And I was looking at what Cynthia Phillips was saying, and she said, it seems like she said everything is on credit cards. How many people really own their stuff? Too much credit. She mentioned earlier, she said, about everything. What she said? Oh, back in the day, I guess she said people were raised to save everything, and now you know it's not. People aren't really sowing too many seeds these days like they used to. They like living for
paycheck to paycheck, and they're okay with it.
Yeah, living for the. But things are so pricey. I mean, that was funny. I was talking to my neighbor today, and he's selling his truck. He just bought the truck about 3-4 months ago, and he said the truck cost $70,000. He's selling it for $54,000. I was like, dude, that's a Japanese car. You know, who's gonna spend that much for a Japanese car? I said, man, the Japanese would, because I've been in Tokyo. I said, I'm like, man, I spent 70,000. That's not gonna be able to park yourself, man. You know, and he only get great gas miles. He's selling because his company refused to pay gas for that thing. It drinks so much gas, it's like a car payment. So not to put all his business out there, but I think that, like I said, he's driving a truck that he's in most of the time by himself that holds like 9 people. So it's like the younger millennials would never do that. I see them driving the little Hyundai sports car. Like my little nephew went out and bought a Soul. De La Soul, whatever thing's called. I told my wife, I said, he ain't gonna get no girls with that car. At least back in our day, you had to have a sporty car to get some dates.
Right.
You pull up in one of them bad boys, he was like, well, let me drive. You don't look too cool behind that. So I don't know. It's just their mindset is different. Because I thought when he told me he's getting a new car, I thought he was gonna get one of those Hyundai Tourline or whatever thing called with Genesis. I thought he was gonna get, since he live at home. And that was one of the things they brought up too. They talked about a lot of people are staying home to get the most out of the money to travel and to invest money. You know, flipping houses and stuff like that. Get a house, you take upstairs, rent the second and third floor out. You know, to friends. One of my coworkers do that. One of my coworkers do that. You know, so you know, you got to be creative with your money. You got to.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
Be creative, cuz.
Well, I want to say thank you so much to all the artists, the music. A lot of them hit me up tonight, and we heard from Kimber Moore, and I think I played earlier today. I think I played "Life Through Colors." I thought they have a new song out, which is so awesome, and we're gonna try to get them on the show. And thank you for Crystal Morris and Crystal Grinston and Terrell Lane and new music, and of course the Ngara, Pastor Powell, and First Lady Teresa Powell. Thank you so much. And thank you, Paula G, for joining me tonight. It was so exciting.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you for the invitation.
Yeah, you're welcome. You got to come back and join me and Faith Walker. So Faith Walker get out of the TV.
Anytime. Anytime. You're talking about my friend.
I know she work hard. That's my girl, though. That's my girl. That's my sister. All right, everybody. God. Appreciate y'all. And Kwame Smith and Sherry Hill and my regulars and Tina Hobson came in to say hi. And, of course, Pastor V comes in. She always praying for us and taking care of us spiritually. And Pastor Gerald Manuel. They are from Bible Radio. That's right. And we want to thank also Cynthia Phillips for making her comment while we was talking about how people are using their money. And we're gonna talk about this some more. It's a big subject, and we're gonna talk about education and all with Paula G. All right, y'all. There's a lot to talk about.
We're on it.
That's right. We're on it. And don't forget, y'all, we're here on Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, and Friday night with Paula G. I'm trying to get my workout schedule together. So Wednesdays we'll be dedicating that to heavy weightlifting with my daughter. She's gonna be in training with her coach. Get herself so she can get in shape for indoor track next season. It's because he's going to teach her how to work out properly. Because you know one thing about young people, they don't need nobody standing there showing them what to do every day. You just show them one time and they get to go. See, we're like, what is he here for again, Dad? We do the same exercises. I can hear that. So I said, okay, he's going to work with you maybe 4 times, you know, on different sets of stuff, and then you're on your own.
Right.
I'll videotape it in case you forget. All right, everybody.
She'll roll with it.
She's going to be good with that, though. I know she is. All right, everybody. I'm Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Positive Power. This is...
You are listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
That's right. That's my partner in crime, Robot. And we're out of here. Late night with Jerry Royce Live Worldwide. We're going out on Life Through Colors issues. Did you feel the power, Paula G?
I'm feeling the power.
Amen.
Feel the power?
All right. Good night. Thank you.
Everybody got. 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 Everybody got.
Issues, more women than these issues. I can't get some by myself, these issues. And I'm trying to live right. Now my hand and know they take these issues. This shit been a long year, but thank God I stayed the course. Never thought I'd see the day why I be facing a divorce. No, and to wifey I forgive you. I ain't the type to get on the track, talk bad about your ambitions. Respect yourself in front of my son. Make sure you keep God number one. Long as you do that, we gon' be straight, girl. There ain't no harm. So my baby mama ain't mad at ya. I'm mad at your decision, but I ain't mad at ya. Can't believe that I started drinking again. Wine turned into beer and beer turned into hen. And lately I've been sinning. I'm losing, I ain't winning. God forgive me, cause I got a lot of issues. Lord, I really need your help with these issues. I can't get some out myself these issues. And I'm trying to live like grab my hand and know the type of these issues. Got a lot of issues. Lord, I really need your help with these issues. I can't face them by myself these issues. And I'm trying to live like grab my hand and know the type of these issues.
Made up in my mind, know my life is not regular. How I live is not regular. What I do is not regular. They're killing the messenger. I live and I learn, I'm living for God. It is what it is. They down in my name, no S on my chest. I feel how I feel. There's no, it's not personal. I rep everywhere I go. No, I'm not ashamed. I call him his name like everyone that I know. I got bills, I got bills. Pick the one that I'm paying for real. Can't give them all of my chills. I'm married plus I got 2 kids. You get what you give. You reap what you sow. I know how it is. I already know. Man, this can't happen to me. Why did this happen to me? How did this happen to me? Lord, just let everyone see. Can't they tell I got
issues? Lord, I really need your help with these issues. I can't get some out myself these issues. And I'm trying to live like grab my hand and know the type of these issues. Got a lot of issues. Lord, I really need your help with these issues. I can't get some out myself these issues. And I'm trying to live like grab my hand and know the type of these issues.
This is Angel Sessions. When I'm in town, I listen to Jerry Royce live at PositivePower21.org, where they play my favorite music.
You are listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
You are listening to Positive Power 21. Positive Power 21 is a global Christian radio network dedicated to spreading positive power around the world. Positive Power 21 is the platform for independent Christian recording and performing music artists who have a positive message in their music. Tune in or log on to Positive Power 21, www.positivepower21.org. Check us out on Facebook Live with Jerry Royce Live, or head over to Spreaker Radio at www.spreaker.com and search for Jerry Royce Live worldwide. Many ways to feel the power of Positive Power 21.
You are listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
I celebrate you. You celebrate me. With our hand in hand, we are walking in our destiny. Come on and let me show you here. Yeah, celebration time. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, it's a celebration.
Hey, good morning and thank you for joining us. It is a great day to be alive. I've been waiting for this moment for such a long time. I have with me Miss Teen, is it Columbus?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh my goodness, Miss Destiny Jones. She is glowing and she is so beautiful. Give me your hands, girl, because God has just anointed you for such a time as this. I'm just going to put this prophetically in the air that you're going to come back from Tunica November 1st. Through the 3rd, it's going to be well worth it with the title, and we're going to be celebrating together. Do you believe that?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, let's go back. How long have you been doing pageants?
I've been doing pageants since 7th grade.
Starting
with the Beauty and Vogue View in middle school. I've been modeling for 2 years under the Forever Model Company with my cousin Aaron Jones. So that's how I got started. My first fashion show was in Lee Mall in Columbus for Old Navy and a boutique's clothes, the Little Black Dress Boutique, and for Gettable Fruit, I think that's what it's called. So that's where I started all 2 years ago.
Awesome, awesome. Do you love it? Is it a passion when you wake up? Do you think about, okay, I got to be beautified? I mean, what are you thinking when you wake up early in the morning?
When I wake up early in the morning, of course it crosses my mind every day if I'm going to make this a career choice or not. But it's really not the beauty that comes from outside. I really think about it's the beauty that's within. Whenever I'm on a runway or doing a fashion show or pageants, it's just, I think about what's inside of me and I bring that to the outside.
And the expressions of being able to express the love that's within, and I can tell that you are filled with joy and you are happy. So what makes Destiny happy?
Just being around family makes me happy. My brother, he's in the National Guard. Because of him leaving, that really took a part of me. But being around my family has brought us closer, brought me closer to my family, friends as well.
Awesome. You have a wonderful, beautiful mother who supports you. I'm telling you, cherish the moments.
Yes, ma'am.
Listen to me, cherish the moments. There's nothing like a praying mother. There's nothing like a mother who, if she can't get it for you, she's going to surround you with people who can make it happen for you. So once again, I'm just going to salute you, Miss Columbus Teen USA, and pray that you will do what God has called you to do in this time. Now, what grade are you in currently?
I'm a junior, 11th grade in high school.
In Mississippi, do you find that hard to just stay focused?
At times I do, because my surroundings get a little hectic at times, but I try my best. I'm in the IB program. It's an international baccalaureate program where my 11th and 12th grade year I take college classes. So it's kind of hard to stay on task, but I try my best. I've been on honor roll since I've been in school, since grade school. So I think I can go another 2 years with honor roll and I'll be heading to college.
I know you can. I know you can. And there are some young people that I've talked to and they have no drive, no ambition whatsoever. As far as career goals, it's like, it is what it is, Miss Tubbs. I'm done. When I hit 12th grade, sometimes they say, you know what, I'll drop out in the 10th grade. There's no, I guess, life expectancy with them. Why are you so driven?
I was brought up in a home that you got to get it. You got to get it somehow. Don't give up too easily. No, that's not something we do in our house. So my mother raised me, as well as my father and my grandmother. They raised me to just, do what you can do. If you don't get it right the first time, you get it right again.
Have you ever heard, shoot for the stars, and even if you miss, you're among the moon?
Yes, ma'am.
We hear that, but being a Christian that you are, we want to go above and beyond. The moon it's like it's there, but we still want to soar even more.
Yes, ma'am.
So what challenges do you see happen in high school every day?
High school, I see pregnancy, as we was talking about. I see kids skipping classes every day, not getting what they need to get while they're in school. I see abuse. I see language of profanity. I see a lot of things that go on in a high school that shouldn't go on in a high school. And more since I'm in Columbus and I live in Columbus and everybody thinks that we're the worst state of all, I think we should try to prove others better. But as it seems that we're just lowering each other down by just not doing what we're supposed to do.
Yeah. So in your opinion, what should we be doing as a people?
As people, we should be encouraging each other. That's the first step. You should encourage each other besides criticize. If you're going to do criticism, make sure it's in a way that another can understand and not get offended by it. But the first thing we need to do is just encourage each other.
I love how you just said that, because one of the things that my mom taught me, and I still remember it, she said, if you're criticizing, you need to do something about it. If you see a problem, then obviously you have an answer. You need to work in making sure that the puzzle fits together. So those that are watching right now, I want to simply say, if you're sitting around and you're criticizing and you're judging others, do something about it. You can't change anything unless you actually move forward and try to solve the problem. So with teen pregnancy, have you ever talked to some of those young girls to see, what were they thinking or how this could have been prevented? Do you see yourself mentoring in any?
Yes, I have talked to one teen girl. She said it wasn't intentionally. Just because you call yourself having safe sex, it's not always safe sex.
Yeah.
Because if a guy wants it, he's going to do whatever he wants to get it. And at an early age, giving yourself away at an early age, it really takes a toll, not just on you, but it takes a toll on your body physically. So she was kind of, you know, it wasn't intentionally, but she had it. And they're doing great.
Yeah. Well, you know, one of the things that we have to understand, even in the times when we don't, you know, say, okay, I don't know why this happened, God allowed it. And in the midst of that, we can learn from everything that we consider a mistake, but we really can learn from it. Now, I want to talk more about the pageant in itself. What have you been doing up until now as far as preparing?
I've been physically preparing and mentally preparing for sponsors and things. I went around Columbus, downtown Columbus, one Saturday and tried to get as many sponsors that I needed. I've been selling $1 tickets for a $75 gas cards. It really helped me a lot. And I've just been preparing physically. I play volleyball, so that keeps me in shape for it.
Toning.
That keeps me in shape for it. And I've just been preparing with my family. My mother uplifts me. She just tells me to pray.
Yes. It's something about, I'm telling you, prayer changes things. We'll be right back after this segment. We're going to come and talk more about how you can get connected, how you can be a blessing, and how you can definitely pray to make sure that Miss T, Columbus, Miss Destiny Jones goes forward into what God has called her to do. I'll be right back.
Injured in an automobile accident? The Mayfield Law Firm has over 35 years of experience handling auto accident cases. The first appointment is free, and you pay nothing unless we win your case.
Hello, I'm Kenneth Mayfield with the Mayfield Law Firm. We have the experience, our service is superb, and our reputation is stellar. Why sell for less when you can afford the best?
Call the Mayfield Law Firm, with offices in Tupelo and in Memphis. Convenient free parking at both locations.
Stuck in a lease? Car payment too high? Interest rate killing you? We can help at Car Lock Kia in Tupelo. Making weekly payments? Feel like you're never going to pay off your vehicle? Car Lock Kia can make a difference. With our Loan Modification Help Center, Car Lock Kia will refinance your loan even if you didn't buy from us, giving you a lower interest rate and a lower payment. We can help regardless of the brand of vehicle that you're driving. Our refinance experts are standing by now. The Loan Modification Help Center, only at Car Lock Kia in Tupelo, where everybody rides.
Tired of bill collectors or about to lose your home or car? The Mayfield Law Firm has over 35 years of experience. We can file your bankruptcy in less than 24 hours. The first appointment is free and the deposit is only $399.
Hello, I'm Kenneth Mayfield with the Mayfield Law Firm. We have the experience, our service is superb, and our reputation is stellar. Why sell for less when you can afford the best?
Call the Mayfield Law Firm, with offices in Tupelo and in Memphis. Convenient free parking at both locations.
Hey, we're back, and I'm here with Miss Destiny Jones. Isn't she lovely? Isn't she beautiful? You are really glowing. Has anyone ever told you that? I mean, many times, I'm sure, because you're beautiful, and I want you to understand that God created you the way that you are for such a time as this, to go forward and do what He's called you to do. I know you're young, but you still have to be a light at Columbus High School. So where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years, I either see myself as a graduate from Spelman, awesome, in Georgia, and going on to be a physical therapist. This is my first dream to be a physical therapist. But my dream, my national dream, is to actually do a fashion show.
Or when you do, make sure you remember small people like Miss Tammy Tubbs in the state of Mississippi.
Yes, ma'am.
Never ever forget your roots. When God takes you to that next level, never forget where you birthed from. But more importantly, never forget your family. End of the day, when everyone else turns their back on you, there's nothing like family. And with that being said, I know you have a great family support for this upcoming pageant. I'm just curious, why pageants? Some of our teens are turning to drugs and alcohol as an outlet, but why pageants?
I look at pageants as a good thing. While others are doing what they do because of their friends do it, I try to take another route. And being in a pageant, I think it will get me closer to my dream, closer than what I was before.
Do you see it building your confidence?
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, when I said that, you went, yes, ma'am. You begin to smile more, and it's like you know your worth. So how would you describe yourself?
I would describe myself as a humble teen, a confident teen, an outspoken teen, and I love to speak for the people who don't have a voice. So that's what I consider myself as. I may be beautiful, but I am smart at the same time. So, and I know my worth, I know my value, and I know what God has brought me here to do in this lifetime.
So in knowing your worth, if there was a young man who's very sexy, he just looks the part, and he approaches you, and your mom has said, now Destiny, listen, this is what we're gonna do. You wait until you're married. What would you do? Are you tempted? What would you do?
I may be tempted, but those words that my mom would tell me will probably always be in the back of my head.
Oh, I love you, I love you, I love you. Why would you think that those words, your mom, why do you think they would come back to your remembrance?
Because my mama have told me numerous of times, there are gentlemen out there, and there are the ones that play like, oh, I'm so good, and all of this, and turning out to be, something they're not. So my mother's words, I keep them always in my head. They rotate throughout the day. And I just remember what she tells me, because my mother's words are my mother's words. She means what she says, and she also says what she means.
Oh yeah, I love it. I love it. I mean, that's the thing, that when everything else passes, I'm telling you, something about the words of your mama. You never ever want them to say, I told you so. You never want that to happen. Well, I'm excited because November 1st to the 3rd, you'll be, where is the pageant actually going to be held this year?
It's in Tunica, Mississippi at the Harrah's Casino Event Center. And I perform on the 2nd and on the 3rd at 7:30 and at 7 o'clock.
Wow. So do you have a platform, a talent portion? Tell us a little bit more in detail. What does it consist of?
All you have to do is I have an interview that I have to go do on the 1st. I have a dinner party that they interview us on the 2nd and the 3rd. I have to model a swimwear, and I have to model a long gown. And it's more of, they're looking how you keep your body physical fit, but not only just your body, your mentality, your personality, and they will vote on who they think will be the next Miss Mississippi.
Wow. And as far as the interview portion, are you nervous?
No, ma'am.
That's wonderful. Confident. I can see that there's a lot of confidence. So what would be your greatest challenge, do you think, with this particular pageant?
My greatest challenge will be showing my nerves when I walk on stage. I know when I'm really, really nervous, I have a way of showing my nerves and my nervousness on my face. And which would be like a really hard thing to do, is just control my face. I just need to learn just to keep smiling. If I mess up, keep smiling. Just go on, play it off, and just keep smiling.
Just keep smiling. No one will know you messed up unless you tell them. And that's all written on your face. Wow. I'm really excited because a lot of our young girls, they're falling away. And when I say falling away, they're turning to the things of the world. They want quick money. I don't want to work. I don't want to go to school. Why do I need an education? And what I want you to do right now is look into the camera and minister to a young girl your age, high school, even middle school, because they're very sexually active as well now. And just let them know that education is important. At the end of the day, there's no way that you can live without it.
Yes, education. This should be your #1 focus in life. First God, then your family, then education. Our economy has become to a point where without education, you won't have a job. And without education, you won't have a roof over your head. You won't have clothes on your back. You won't have even shoes on your feet. And it's getting to the point where if you don't have education, you basically don't have nothing. But if you have God, you will have everything you need in life. Many of our teens do not want to work, do not want to form a platform that will just, keep them up in life, but choose a route. Pray, stay on your toes. Sexually activeness is not the way to go. Save yourself for the right one and just keep your head in God's hand, and He will do it for you.
I love it. Give me your hand. I just have to touch you because I'm telling you are walking in your destiny. Your name, your mom definitely heard from God when she named. And it's so significant that we be careful and prayerful what we name our children. And you have to live up to that name. You will live up to that name. I can guarantee you look back on this interview and you'll go, wow, did I say that? You spoke life into somebody's child that was just about to give up. Education is vital. It's no way that we can live without. I love you, Destiny. We'll be right back.
Tired of trying to get Social Security disability on your own? The Mayfield Law Firm has over 35 years of experience handling civil cases. The first appointment is free, and you pay nothing unless we win your case.
Hello, I'm Kenneth Mayfield with the Mayfield Law Firm. We have the experience, our service is superb, and our reputation is stellar. Why sell for less when you can afford the best?
Call the Mayfield Law Firm, with offices in Tupelo and in Memphis. Convenient free parking at both locations.
Stuck in a lease? Car payment too high? Interest rate killing you? We can help at Carlock Kia in Tupelo. Making weekly payments? Feel like you're never going to pay off your vehicle? Carlock Kia can make a difference. With our Loan Modification Help Center, Carlock Kia will refinance your loan even if you didn't buy from us, giving you a lower interest rate and a lower payment. We can help regardless of the brand of vehicle that you're driving. Our refinance experts are standing by now. The Loan Modification Help Center, only at Carlock Kia in Tupelo, where everybody rides.
Tired of bill collectors or about to lose your home or car? The Mayfield Law Firm has over 35 years of experience. We can file your bankruptcy in less than 24 hours. The first appointment is free and the deposit is only $399.
Hello, I'm Kenneth Mayfield with the Mayfield Law Firm. We have the experience, our service is superb, and our reputation is stellar. Why sell for less when you can afford the best?
Call the Mayfield Law Firm, with offices in Tupelo and in Memphis. Convenient free parking at both locations.
Hey, we're back, and if you're like me, I know you fell in love with Miss Destiny Jones. I'm truly just honored really to be on set with you because I see where God is taking you at such a young age. But one of the things that I want to encourage our mothers that are watching to push your daughters. If you see that there's a jewel on the inside of them, place them in those areas where that jewel, that pearl can develop and they can become, the woman of God has placed them in this season to be. And Destiny, I just want to just congratulate you once again for coming onto the Tammy Tubbs Show to share your heart, your wisdom, and your knowledge. But I know that even when competing in pageants, nothing is free. Nothing in life is free. How many times have you heard that? Nothing in life is free. How many times have you heard that? Yeah. And so I want to be able to connect with our viewers to let them know that if they would like to contribute, we're not begging you by any means, but I know that you're watching and you want to be a blessing, that there is space, there's plenty of opportunities, yes, to actually donate. Share a little bit about how we can make a donation.
To make a donation, you can either send cash or a check or money orders to 1007 11th Avenue South, Columbus, Mississippi, 39701, or you can go to any bank first that is around you and drop a donation in the Miss Columbus 10 USA bank account, and it will go straight in the bank account where my mother has all the information for. If you would like to write a check out, you can just write it to the Miss 10 Columbus and 10 USA, and we can get it there, or you can just either call 662-889-0964, and we'll have your donation there.
I love it. It's no way that you can miss it. The bank, cash, money order, checks, However, because in order for any movement, there has to be some finances. And the Tammy Tubb Show, we're definitely going to support you. I want to make sure that you know that you're not alone in this, that we'll be praying you through. The best is yet to come. Anything else that you would love to say just to a teenage mother right now of not giving up?
Teenage mothers, do not give up. Keep God close. And keep your child close as well. If you feel like you're on the edge and about to fall, just wait a while. God has a plan for you, and He will do what He has in store for you. Just pray. The number one thing is to do is pray. Pray at least twice a day.
Yes.
Because God hears all prayer.
Amen, amen. And on that note, I just want to simply encourage our mothers to do what you need to do for your children. Never give up on them. Remember that God will, He will always, one of the things, provide. He'll never leave you nor forsake you. You just have to make one step and He'll make two. He'll do what He says. If He's giving you a child, because the Word says that children are a gift from God. Never miss the moments to sow into their lives, to speak life to them, but more importantly, to hug them and to love them. The worst feeling is for a child not to know that you love them. You know that your mom loves you.
Yes, ma'am.
How do you know that?
She shows me every day. She works on me every day. She gets on to me every day. If my mother didn't get on to me,
I love that, and that's the word. God disciplines those, that He loves. He corrects us because He loves us. And so we have to understand that even with our children, we have to discipline them, because one day you're going to be adults. And if we don't, then the Lord will. Well, I love you all so very much. God bless you. And I want you to enjoy this segment as Miss Destiny takes it on the runway. Love you all. Be blessed.
Yeah.
you grateful that we're alive today? Come on, grateful that He's blessed you. Come on, you got the air in your body. Come on, we serve an amazing. Come on, speak well of Him right where you are. Come on, speak well. Open your mouth. Come on, pastors. Come on, please. Come on, open your mouth. Come on, tell Him He's beautiful. You're soft. You're righteous. But nobody. Come on, tell Him nobody.
How many know that the Lord is an amazing God? He's an amazing Savior. He's an amazing Creator. Oh, glory to God. Here's what I'm going to ask you to do. In the presence of the Lord, reach up and grab the hand of your neighbor. Just grab the hand of your neighbor. Well, you know, before we pray, find somebody that you don't mind talking to this morning. I know it's early. Find somebody you don't mind talking to. And after last night, when Thursday, all that's been happening, look at your neighbor and just say, hi, my name is, without a title. Without a title. My name is George, and I'm your friend. Your name is John. Your name is Valerie. I'm your friend. Oh, that's so good. Feels good. Feels good. Yeah. Take the mask off. Take the title off. We just came to receive from the Lord. Okay, one more time. Grab that hand. Grab that hand. Grab that hand. Grab it. Grab it. Grab it. Grab it. Let's pray. Father in heaven, we thank you for the privilege of being in the body of Christ. Thank you because you called us out of darkness and translated us into the kingdom of your dear Son. Thank you for redeeming us and bringing us to this moment in our lives. What a great season you brought us into. What a great opportunity you afforded us to hear, to perceive, to recognize, to understand, and to know you in a deep and intimate way. And then to find out and to discover who we are. And then to be so blessed to get direction on where we're going. How we thank you for clearing up so many things for us as we begin to change our thinking. Thank you. 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 Now squeeze that hand. Say now, just say, Lord, just continue to bring increase to this hand, this life. Squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it. Don't hurt it, but squeeze it. Don't hurt it, but squeeze it. Squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it. A little bit more, 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 a little bit more. Let your neighbor know they got help from the sanctuary. Squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it. Okay, shake it now, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it up a little bit. That's good, that's good. Coming alive, we're coming alive. Okay, you ready? Now throw it up in the air and give God a shout of praise. Hallelujah. Glory to God in the highest. Bless the name of the Lord our God. He's great and greatly to be praised. In the city of our God, in the mountain of His holiness, we cry out, Mount Zion. Hallelujah. Glory to God. Thank you, Jesus. Put those hands together one good time. Now tell your neighbor, you may be seated. Tell your neighbor, come on, let's sit down together. Let's sit down together. Something incredible is happening. Something incredible is happening. Something incredible has happened. And we're at the